Okay, Assalamualaikum kepada semua, salam sejahtera dan selamat ya, salam Malaysia Madani. Saya Bukit Bendera, Shelina Abdul Rashid, dan juga di sini adalah Yang Berhormat Ipoh Timur, Yang Berhormat Howard Lee. Dan ini adalah satu sidang apa, dan saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua yang dapat hadir ya. So kenyataan media ni adalah untuk menghuraikan sikitlah mengenai kerisauan saya mengenai the lack of funding given to the arts and music in Malaysia. So saya telah sediakan media statement, satu dalam bahasa English dan juga satu lagi dalam bahasa Malaysia. Saya akan baca petikan dari English dan saya akan edarkan dalam bahasa Malaysia. Jadi, as we all know, Malaysia is actually very rich and diverse in terms of cultural heritage that spans centuries. Now, we all know that Malaysia is currently, we have a lot of very talented musicians and also very talented artists. But one of the things that most of these artists and musicians express is that there's always been a lack of political will, or rather to help improve certain standings, especially for the industry. Now, first and foremost, we all know that during COVID-19, COVID-related restrictions for the past 3 years have created a huge dent in this industry. And we all know that when it comes to creative industries as well as tourism in general, these are the most badly affected industries ever. So with that being said, the current budget that was allocated, although the budget is a very inclusive budget, it's a very well thought out budget, but we do understand the needs that it has to be more done to nurture and also improve the certain pembangunan dalam dunia seni dan kreatif. Jadi one of the things that I would love to also throw is the idea, proposal of number one is to create a better guideline such as dasar rangka industri kreatif, and also look into ways to identify and also promote the country as a music hub, a music destination film hub, and more so to introduce music tourism. Because let me put it this way, music tourism is such a wonderful thing that I feel that we could benefit from. Number one, we get artists to come here to record or have shows, and at the same time, these people, these artists and their fans will come and will stay in hotels, makan di warung-warung kita dan sebagainya. So in other words, it can help reinvigorate, the economy. And with that being said, I will have Yang Berhormat Howard say a few things as well.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat. Walaupun apa yang disebutkan tadi oleh yang saya akan ulangkan bahawasanya bajet madani 2023 ini adalah sesuatu yang sangat inklusif, yang menerangkumi pelbagai aspek pembangunan masyarakat Malaysia, masyarakat ke arah Malaysia yang madani, tetapi terdapat ruang dan saya akan guna istilah adalah sesuatu peluang yang tercicir, orang Perak tercicur lah. Apabila kita nampak ada segolongan rakyat Malaysia, penggiat seni, pekerja seni pentas yang mungkin tidak begitu selesa dengan keadaan yang mereka ada sekarang. Apabila kita dengar cerita penggiat seni pentas atau aktor-aktor, pelakon-pelakon seni pentas, pada saat ini ada yang pada ketika pandemik, kerja tak ada. Tapi sekarang ni pula kerana kita nak hidupkan kembali ekosistem tersebut, ramai yang terkandas dalam keadaan di mana kerja tak cukup tetapi tidak ingin masuk ke sektor lain. Mereka terkandas dan tersepit di antara nak kekal membina dan membangunkan ekosistem itu, teruskan usaha ataupun nak diversify ke sektor yang lain. Ini ada satu kesan negatif langsung di mana ke arah masyarakat madani, di mana kita nak menonjolkan budaya yang ada kepada kita dan sejarah yang ada di Malaysia melalui kesenian pentas. Tetapi sekiranya keadaan sekarang terus-menerus, kita akan hilang bakat-bakat ini yang sudah lama berusaha kerana mereka terpaksa alih perjalanan kerjaya mereka ke sektor yang lain. Itu satu. Keduanya, saya rasa walaupun apa yang saya sebut tadi adalah satu peluang yang tercicir, tetapi kita juga perlu maklum bahawasanya kita ada satu ruang fiskal yang agak ketat, maka mungkin ahli-ahli parlimen seperti saya dengan Yang Mohd Bukit Bendera akan mengambil masa yang akan 6 sehingga 8 bulan yang akan datang ini, di mana konsep bajet dan kerangka untuk tahun 2024 sedang dibina sekarang. Jadi kita akan guna sedaya upaya kita untuk pastikan ekonomi madani yang hendak dibina oleh kerajaan perpaduan ini merangkumi kepentingan dan juga aspirasi dan cita-cita penggiat seni, bukan saja seni pentas, bukan saja seni muzik, tetapi seni secara keseluruhannya. So, itu je. Habis. Selesai. Soalan?
Quite straightforward. Alright, jadi terima kasih.
Actually, kalau ada satu statistik yang nak petik lah, 1.4 bilion lebih kurang telah diajukan ke arah pembangunan pelancongan, dan ada juga bajet tertentu yang telah diperuntukkan untuk menggalakkan perjalanan udara, tetapi tak nampak ada satu bajet yang konkret bagi membantu penggiat seni dan juga pekerja-pekerja kesenian. Dan dalam keadaan di mana kita nampaklah yang terkandas, yang tersepit, yang sangkut dengan tak ada kerja atau kerjanya kurang atau upahnya kurang daripada dahulunya, saya rasa perlu peruntukkan sesuatu untuk membantu golongan ini demi negara dan demi seni.
Dan juga saya nak tambah sikit ya. Jadi apa yang kita nak utamakan adalah satu seni ya, seni dan juga muzik ni adalah satu kerjaya yang sepatutnya diberi keutamaan. Dia sepatutnya kalau boleh ia bukannya satu kerja sambilan. It should not be a second or third job. It should be a career to which we can actually, nurture. Dan juga pada masa sama tadi seperti mana yang Ipoh Timur telah menyatakan, bajet tu sebenarnya dah ada diperuntukkan dalam pelancongan. Tetapi persoalannya adalah itu pelancongan. Kemanakah perginya hak untuk membangunkan dunia seni dan juga muzik. Jadi itulah satu soalan. Tapi saya setuju di mana sekarang ni kita akan draft rangka kerja untuk ke masa depan. Jadi cara yang lebih baik saya rasa adalah untuk kita approach ataupun siapa-siapa penggiat seni, muzik dan sebagainya, kalau ada idea ke apa, silalah. You can message us, and also we want to hear feedback from these organizations and also the people, the stakeholders, for us to actually be able to formulate more robust plans for the future. Insiden yang berlaku? Masalah dari segi how their experiences throughout the whole COVID experiences sebagai contoh lah, bila kita tengok masa lockdowns COVID dan sebagainya, ramai rakan-rakan ataupun penggiat-penggiat muzik dan sebagainya, mereka telah menjual alat muzik dan juga terpaksa they give up their equipment and all of that, instruments, just so they can put food on the table. Jadi perkara ni saya rasa amat menyedihkan. It does nothing to nurture the creative pulse of this nation. Dan bila kita tengok negara-negara lain Singapura, Thailand dan juga Malaysia, Indonesia, cara orang kata iktizam politik tu ada. Jadi persoalannya balik kepada Malaysia, saya rasa kita boleh buat bandingan dan juga cari jalan-jalan untuk membantu penggiat-penggiat muzik, seni, industri kreatif di negara. Why not? I mean, Malaysia has it all. Malaysia has it all. So we should be the one destination that everybody looks up in the region.
Saya nak tambahlah. Saya nak memetik satu show, tapi saya tak nak sebut nama sebab saya tak nak nayakanlah the organizer. Dia merupakan satu production yang sangat-sangat besar. Mungkin sebulan sebelum total lockdown yang pertama. Dan waktu itu ia melibatkan mungkin nak masukkan satu rombongan penari yang sangat besar daripada satu negara yang lain lah. Dan show itu bukan saja setakat penari-penari yang datang, tapi ia melibatkan backstage workers yang keseluruhan semua setiap orang tu orang Malaysia. Tiba-tiba benda tu bila dia terbatal, tercancel, kerja yang dah ada orang melabur untuk sewa equipment, beli equipment, tiba-tiba semua burn. So, golongan ini sekarang dalam dasar kerajaan sebenarnya tak ada sebarang inisiatif atau peruntukan untuk membantu golongan ini. Saya bukan kata kerajaan perlu menjadi insurance company lah untuk penggiat seni, tetapi implikasinya bukan sekadar orang yang dah melabur untuk equipment, tiba-tiba the entire industry dah tutup, tetapi golongan ini punya kepakaran. Golongan ini mempunyai kepakaran untuk membangunkan satu industri supaya ia menjadi lebih produktif untuk ekonomi negara. Tetapi peluangnya tercicir. Dan saya sentiasa petik bahawasanya betapa kemajuan atau tahap kemajuan atau kayu ukur kepada betapa majunya sesebuah masyarakat dan negara adalah berapa setakat mana kemajuan seni, pembangunan seninya dalam masyarakat tersebut. How a country is measured in terms of its development and its wealth can and should be measured by how wealthy the art circle is.
Yes.
And right now, it's quite poor.
The odds between the highest ministry that received the budget is 33 billion, right? So this arts and culture, I think it's not even 30 to 1, right? 30 to 2. So does this reflect the new government's perspective on the significance of the arts and culture industry?
I think...
Sorry, well, for me, I disagree. I don't think it's fair to say it's reflective of the new government, Kerajaan Perpaduan, and how this government views arts. I think, first and foremost, it's about repairing the economic realities that we face right now in this country. So there's so many other issues that we need to solve, for example, healthcare, education. But with that being said, I mean, this is where we stand up here to make our voices heard as well, to show people and also share with people that we still care. It's still there. It's just that right now we need to formulate plans. Again, it's not top-down, but rather to have a more inclusive, something more sustainable. We want a bottoms-up approach and find ways to solve. We want to hear from the artists. We want to hear from the filmmakers, the actors and the actresses. How can we formulate better plans, better policies? Because selalunya dari dulu sampai sekarang banyak, yeah, you know, even in Penang, everybody asks what is going to happen with the Penang Arts Council. What is this? What is that? Kan? So sekarang ni kita nak mencari sesuatu penyelesaian yang menyeluruh, something more holistic.
And I think it would be disingenuous for me to say that this is the perfect budget, because no budget is perfect. There will always be a first, and there will always be a last. There will always be a best, and there will always be a worst in terms of input and output. What I see here, it will be oversimplistic for us to say that, oh, this is just a negative position that this government want to take in arts and culture. No, you can't say that, because I think a budget is about being fiscally responsible, considering the tight fiscal space that we have for this year in this first budget of this new government. I think we must give ourselves as a nation and this government time. And of course, what Bukit Bendera has said is essentially us voicing out that the expertise is out there. The sentiment is thus, we are here to help and contribute our ideas, our efforts to make it better. And there is room for it to be better, and we are here to try to make it better together.
Any more questions?
I have one question.
Sure.
So last year, following the government formation, a lot of people in the arts industry have informed that they were contacted by MOTAC to give their feedback. So I just wanted to know, is there no progress at all from the stakeholder meetings with MOTAC and what you guys are doing? Are you guys working together with MOTAC, or is this an independent progress?
We'll have to check with Motak about
Well, we're speaking we're speaking in our capacity as members of Parliament, backbenchers, who, for all intents and purposes, are not the government. I think definitely we may, or I'm yet to debate. So I may bring up your question to the House, and I look forward to hearing the response from the minister, as much as you are.
But also one thing I'd like to add. One thing, there's a lot of, while we were doing all these fact findings and so forth, there seems to be a void. When it comes to finding information, statistics, numbers, when it comes to the arts and music, macam tak ada. Memang susah sangat nak cari.
Yeah.
Apart from
Yeah.
what we came up with, we found something from Cendana. But again, this is based on, this was published in 2020. So for us to move forward, this is where we need information. So the information coming back to which department, which kementerian? Is it MOTAC or KKD? Kita tak pasti lagi lah.
And it's things as granular as content stratification. How many ballets are held? How many ballet shows are held? How many, I don't know, hip hop shows are held? Where, in which state? Are they fully private, fully government, partially private and government? Are they from foreign players? Are they local artists? How are they funded? These granular data is essentially what we need to help develop the entire scene. Now, I mean, this is a strictly ideological question here. Now, we often think that, the best way to let an industry rise up or develop is to let the private players be totally free, unhinged from government intervention. But I think right now we're looking at the opposite situation. But we need the government to inject not just capital, but political will into help revive and rejuvenate a previously thriving and developing scene, because people have had to make choices. People have had to make choice of putting food on the table than to continue their love of arts. Now, we must not allow people to have to make the choice of just simply putting food on the table. The government has the responsibility to make arts the way, the modus in which they will put food on the table. Professionalizing the arts is the only way that we can broaden the tax collection base, broaden our economy, broaden consumption, broaden supply of content and arts to continue, well, development of the scene. Yeah.
Any more questions?
Can you share some suggested solutions that you're thinking of for the arts and creative industry?
Sure. Creating policies. I mean, that's the best way forward, because when you have policies, then it's easier for everyone to follow. One of the things that would be beneficial also moving forward to help spur and help this industry would be, number one, relooking into how licensing is being given out, because each pihak berkuasa tempatan has different rules and regulations. Penang has something very different than, say, MBI kat Perak, Ipoh dan sebagainya. And then also kaji balik juga, entertainment fees and taxes. Because if not mistaken, it's 25% profits, regardless of if it's a local, small, indie show or something big, like Blackpink, for example. So these are the things that people need to sit down. And this is where we have to have, discussions between local government, state, and also federal agencies to sit down and also harmonize, sync everything together. And then with that being said, also provide platforms and spaces. Sebab salah satu rungutan lah, ahli pemuzik, persembahan dan sebagainya, mereka tak ada tempat nak main. Selalu ni kata, tak ada. And then kalau lah ada tempat main pun, saat ni ada rate dan sebagainya. So we want to make this industry less fearful Orang kata less, we want to take away that pressure and also provide, when you have these spaces, yalah, bagilah regulation, syarat-syarat dan sebagainya. But that is up for future discussions as well. So these are the, orang kata the ways, the proposed ways that we can move forward. There's still a lot that can be done. This is why I urge, for us to approach this from a bottoms up. That means we listen collectively from the people in the industries and just find ways to move together. All right.
Cool.
All right.
Done. Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank you.